I won't harm you with words from my mouth, 'cause I love you. It is His will that every need be supplied. You are important to me. I need you to survive. Meet Donna. Her role in the village is that she's a founding elder. She's a prayer minister, wife, mother, a loving sister, grandma, and aunt, and she plays all of those roles well. Her MO is that she's fun-loving, caring, nurturing. Everyone says she's a great listener and friend. In her field of business, she's in social work, a resource care person. For fun, she likes to sing spiritual music. She's the queen of the 90s dance moves. And she's a poking funster, silly and playful.
Hello, everyone. My name is Donna, and I am a villager within this village. I would say that I'm known as the peacekeeper, a fun but loving and caring and resourceful family member. Most people within and even outside of this village, they say I'm a very supportive, caring, and loving individual. And they will talk with me if they just want a good listener. I'm a person who will listen to what you have to say. I may not always agree with what you have to say, but I do listen. So in this village, they may say that I talk too much. Yes, this village says that I talk too much, but you can never ever have enough communication. I believe in communication, but healthy communication. I believe in open and honest communication. And, we have to remember that open and honest communication is not always received well. Sometimes people just do not like honest communication. But that's okay. That's okay. With that said, we should always choose the right words. I'm excited to share with you my personal perspective of this village, what it means to me, and how staying connected to a positive village can have an impactfulness on your life. Okay, well, I would say the purpose of being within this village is knowing that you have support, is knowing that in this village or any other village, to share in and show that you are a participant, that you are supportive, and wherever it's needed, you're there to help and assist. To know that within, I am not alone. I'm never alone. People are there. People are always around me to support me. And to know that I'm not alone in this world, it means a lot to me. God said He would never leave nor forsake us. And in 1 Samuel 12:22, it says, "For the Lord will not forsake His people for His great name's sake, because it has pleased the Lord to make you His people." And it is very good to know that I am not alone. He will never leave me nor forsake me. And we could be very thankful for that. So you are not alone. I'm not alone. We're all in this together. And that's the concept I like about this particular village. That's another thing that I like about this particular village. They allow others to express and without judgment. Sometimes it might seem to the other person because they're going through that there's judgment, but not really. We're listening, but we're offering positive criticism, constructive criticism. And I think that is important, especially for the older, to provide wisdom and guidance to you, to the younger. Simple. What things cause me to get out of bed is knowing that there is a new day for new opportunities, a new day to say, thank you, Jesus. By the grace of God, you have given me breath of life to breathe yet another day. I definitely thank God for getting up in the morning, knowing that you have graced me again to live. There are people out here dying. There are people out here that don't wake up. And I'm just thankful each morning that I have a new opportunity to be in this world and be impactful to someone, to assist and help someone. Another thing that gets me out of the bed is my children, my grandchildren. They may be looking for me, looking to hear from me. And that pleases me to know that someone out there will miss me if I'm not there during that day. That gets me out of the bed, to motivate myself to keep dreaming and to keep doing things that makes an impact in someone's life. So nothing pleases me more than to see my children and my grandchildren and those that I have impacted grow in life, to have growth. So I always used to say to my children, I would sneak up or go up to their room and knock on the door and say, get up, get up, get up, get up. It's a new day. It's a new day. Early bird catches the worm. Oh, they would just hide under the covers and they wouldn't want anything to do with me because it's too early to get up. But that is what I used to instill in my children. And I'll probably instill that in my new grandbabies as well. Well, I hear others say that my family or my village is close. They're very supportive. They always support each other. And that the villagers or the members are very smart and educated. They always say my family members are very smart, educated. They got things good going on for themselves. It makes me proud to hear that. They say they wish that their family was similar to ours, that they wish they had a supportive family. Every person we individually come in contact with, each and every one of us in the village, we always try to encourage, lend support to, or just make sure that we are there for those individuals that we come in contact with. I know that we cannot always please others. I wouldn't even try to please everyone or please man, but we will surely try to comfort and edify and show love to those who are hurting, who just need to be listened to, need guidance, or just need a friend. I do hear others always say that my village is kind-hearted and always there to help. So they have good positive things that they say about my village. This makes me smile, this makes me feel good, and it makes me feel proud of my family and that I'm a part of this village. So I do appreciate each and every person in this village doing their part and showing the love, not just in this village, but outside of this village. Well, the top things that I value are love for one another, love. If you don't have love for your family members, love for your brothers, you can forget it. You have problems if you don't know how to love yourself first, so that you can love another person. Love for one another and positive energy around me. I must have positive energy around me. I don't like negativity, so scratch that. I value honest friendship and communication. You got to have healthy and honest communication. Friends, I don't have a lot of friends that I keep close to me or close to this village. I try to keep that to a minimum. You have to fill out what kind of friends are around you and weed out those that bring negativity to your life. I will always say things like, or phrases like, keep things 100. And that can mean like on the job, in communication, keep it 100, stay true to yourself, or even within yourself, keep it 100. So what I do to keep it 100 is stay true to me. I need to stay true to myself, and hopefully, those that I interact with and come in contact with, that they are truthful and honest, and they stay 100 within themselves as well. I have a sense of taking care of my responsibilities. That is what means to be staying 100. Stay true to yourself and take care of your responsibilities. Um, I say never. Never say never what you never would say, because you end up doing what you never said that you would do. Because you may just end up doing what you said all along that you would never do. So this is why I never say never. But I personally would not want to leave this world and my children, they make statements like I was worthless or I was a bad mother. My mother was not all that. She wasn't there for me. I would pray and hope that my children would never go around and say that I have done the best that I could, and that I was always there for them, showed them, a good upright model that they can display a good character from. So hopefully that my character, I'm going to use the word bleeded on them. I hope that I had a good character that bleeded on them. So I personally would not want to leave this world and then my children make that statement or say something negative about me. So I want my children to remember me as a woman of her word, that my word was bond. I kept it 100. And recall that I was always there when they needed me. I want them to say, no, that wasn't my mother. My mother was always there. That pleases me. I know that, in the afterlife, I'll be looking back on that and hearing my children, grandchildren say that. I loved grandma. She was always there. She made me laugh. These are the things I value. I see as worth something to leave behind, a good character in front of them. I believe in keeping a negative-free environment, and I am known for always keeping the peace, remaining in a neutral state until God enlightens me that I need to choose a side in order to honor Him. We need to always try to show God's glory. My phrase in life is always, in God's timing, if it's the Lord's will. If it's the Lord's will, He'll make it happen. Make it happen. Thank you, Jesus. He will, maybe He won't. But that's God's timing. And if it is the Lord's will, it will happen for you. So I believe in that phrase or in that statement. Overall, I value staying true to self and keeping the peace. Very interesting question. Who do I admire? Because I don't want to be like another person or mimic someone else and say that I want to be like them. However, I do admire individuals who make a difference in someone's life, who has a positive effect on people. Inspires me. Those type of people inspire me. They show love naturally. They're not fake. They're always shining their light and showing good naturally. It comes natural to them. So I admire people like that. I admire most of all Jesus Christ, who showed love to all in good times and bad times. So whether he was going through something, being tested, tempted, all throughout the Bible, you will see that his character was good. His character was justified. He may not have, been the best person to everyone. People did not see him that way. However, I admire most of all Jesus Christ because he didn't take anything. He didn't just take anyone's character and want to be like them. He set the pace. People wanted to be like him, wanted to be Christ-like. So he showed love to all in his good times and in his bad times. So I can never, ever measure up to Jesus Christ and all that he has done for me. I could never measure up to him. However, it's okay to try to be Christ-like. It's okay. I admire the will of those who honestly care. So if they care, they're not fake acting. Those are the individuals I admire and who inspire me. The two biggest lessons that I've learned in life are remaining determined to do and having good character. Remaining determined to do and having good character. This defines me in so many areas of my life. For one example, like my sisters have shown a willingness to display good work ethics. They always taught me, you need to get up, work, no eat. They would say no work, no eat. I'm the youngest sister in the village, in the family. So they would persistently provide support to me as the youngest sibling growing up, when my parents were not physically or mentally there. Not to put business out, but my father died early, when I was graduating to the 8th grade. 8th grade. I was quite young when he passed away. My mother had gone through mental illness. She had health issues. She was going through a lot in her life. So mental illness runs in our family, our village. So we got to be very, very careful to make sure we do stay connected to the village and support one another. We don't want one particular family member to feel overwhelmed or feel like they just are alone and not a part of the village. We want to try to cushion and make it as comfortable as possible to be a part of this village, and to know that there are people here that can help you. There are people here that are for you. You just have to reach out and ask for the help. But for those that are unable to ask for help, it's nice to always do wellness checks. And I'm sure every village out there, they do their village checks or their family member checks, wellness checks. And that's good. That's good to instill, and that's good to remember to do. Never leave someone alone as if they don't have anyone to turn to when they're troubled, when they need to communicate or just express. So that's one example that my sisters have shown willingness to display good work ethics. They showed me how to work, be persistent. Early bird catches the worm. And that's one of the reasons why I instill that in my children. And I will be doing that. And if I'm here and, things progress and I can stay around, if it's the Lord's will, I'll instill that into the grandchildren as well. So with that, the sisters showing good work ethics and providing constant support to me growing up as the youngest sibling. I've graduated from high school with honors and went on to college to pursue several rewarding careers. I have a bachelor's in health and human services, concentration in the community resources, programs and services. I have a desire, and I also have emphasis on wanting to help those at risk and who need some additional help to advance to the next level. So, and just knowing that I've had that, I've went to several different avenues of career options, doing hair, beautician, went to school for the interior designing, found out that's not something that I wanted to work towards. But how many of you know out there that you may not know what you want to do in particular? You just throw yourself at it, explore the options, but you may find out later on that this is not something that I want to do. It's okay. It's okay if you change your mind and say, no, that's not what I want to do. I went into childcare. I found that to be very rewarding. I took childcare management and worked within daycares and as a toddler teacher for at least 4 of those years of my life. And I found that to be very rewarding because children, they can actually teach you as well. Let the little children come, let them speak. The Bible speaks of having children come and let them express as well their desires. Hear them. You just may learn something from the children. So I've went to school, high school, graduated with honors, went to college to pursue several different careers. So another example is in my spiritual walk. I've interacted with great leaders who have displayed very good character in front of me, Christ-like character. That has inspired and compelled me to do the same. So you come into, if you have that walk and that desire to want to get closer to God, when you go into the church setting, don't go in judgmental and say, I don't know these people. And, just watch, observe, watch as well as pray. The Bible tells us to watch as well as pray. These are the things that we shouldn't walk in face value and say, if I don't see this or I don't see that, then I'm out of here. We have to try the spirits by the spirits. Not only that, someone's going to be trying your spirit as well to see if you are of good. So I don't think we should be too judgmental at first. We do want to have our own displayed character that is good, so that do unto others as you would have them do unto you, say unto others as you would have them say unto you. So display to others how you would like to see them display in front of you as well. So having that Christ-like character, that has inspired and compelled me to do the same. And both examples have made a great impact in my life, and has helped me to get where I am today. So the two biggest lessons that I've learned in life: determined to do and have good character. Those two particular lessons I can see in my family, in this village, and those Christians or those friends that I have met through church, through spiritual walk. So I'm very appreciative to the village. I'm very appreciative to those that we meet outside of our village that have a positive impact in my life. I don't want any negativity going forward. That's in the past. You look over your life and you say, hey, I've outgrown certain things. I was a child at that time. I put away childish things. I'm moving on to perfection, and you want positive energy around you. I can truly say that my village, this village, the extended village, it consists of the kind of support that is needed in everyone's family system of support. It's a system of support that you do need. You try to get support from outside agencies, try to get support from single ladies, try to go to men, and that if it's displayed in front of you the right character, you're not going to gravitate towards displaying and using your body in ways that you should not use your body. Keeping yourself humble, keeping yourself with positive energy will draw that positive energy out of others. If they're not displaying that and they're giving off negative vibes, you choose to want to have that around you. You choose to see if that's going to be what you want to keep in your life, because out of the mouth the heart speaks, and you are who you hang around. So you want to be careful on the kind of support that you draw to yourself. Everyone's family, this extended village, as well as the outside villages, they need a family system of support. I encourage every listener to make a difference today. Never give up on yourself. Never give up in life. Make a difference today, and shine your light as you walk in this world, and stay focused and positive, and gravitate towards your peace. Always keep it 100.
Meet Woodsy. His role in the village is that he is an elder from the School of Hard Knocks. His MO is that he is a prayer warrior. He makes it a priority to manage his life. He flows in the word of knowledge. He is the king of the early morning one-way text. He's a protector by nature, a watchman on the wall. No street games are allowed against his village. For fun, he is full of levity. Jokes and laughter is his medicine. He's also a foodie, and he's just that all-around fun guy that you want on a trip with you when you're going to get some R&R.
I took God seriously about 12 years old. I used to get beat up for carrying the Bible to school and back. The kids didn't understand. Well, my mom made me go to church 7 days a week, and the word is all I knew at first, you know. I mean, it was always there. You kind of like grow into it. Yeah, I wanted to believe in God. I just didn't understand why I was going through stuff, and the sinners were the kids, you know. But he showed me some things, like when our house burned down in the project, and they got moved, and the ones that was beating me up. And I don't know, bad things kept happening to them. I kind of seen the difference. Well, getting beat every day by my mom's boyfriend for getting my way. I was the only child. And when I went through drugs and alcohol, and people didn't know me, the strangers used to treat me better than my family and friends. You know, I kind of learned that there is a God, you know. He kind of kept me out of danger, and I only went to jail for 13 days, but it wasn't no big thing where it's on my record, and it was a big thing, you know. And I know it was all God. And then when I was going through the shelters, and he was protecting me, and I don't know. One thing led to another, and I could, even though I had gave up on me and him, he kept carrying me, you know. And only when I got homeless did I recognize and listen to when preachers or people would talk about Job. People would talk about the sand, about him carrying me and stuff like that. And I didn't understand at first. I mean, I carried the Bible, but sometimes you only listen to what you want to hear. Just like Samson, I wanted to be strong like him. That's why I didn't fight back. But I'm saying like that, there's more stuff going on when you started getting blessed. When you're in the hole and he starts pulling you out, that's what he did for me. I dug myself into the hole, and he kept me from falling. You know, he pulled me out. And I appreciate it. I appreciate it now. I appreciate it more than anything. The reason why I knew I was a drug and alcoholic, it was because you start getting high by yourself. You start drinking by yourself. You don't want to share it with nobody. You're addicted. Anytime you do that, you're addicted. Now, everything I've done to myself. Nobody's done it to me. And I'm saying like this, you know, it was hard. I don't know, the first 3 years was kind of hard because I kept asking my counselor, how come I can't graduate? Because they was like, you always gonna be a alcoholic addict. And I said, why can't I just graduate from it if I'm not doing it? And they said, that's not how it works. And so going through the 12 steps and reading the big book, I call the Bible the big book, but they call the 12-step blue book the big book. Doing the 12 steps, I've learned to make amends. I've learned that the only thing I have a problem with, and it took me 5 months to do it on the 12 steps, was coming to believe that a power greater than me, you know, could help me. And I was like, I was raised with the Bible. You can't tell me about God, but you know what? Sometimes you got to listen. Just because you know, you don't know what you don't know. You know, a lot of people walk around here and they're preaching, and when I did this and God did, but that's not it. That's not the secret to success. The secret to success is ask God. Let him let go and let God, and you're there. But the rest of them, yeah, and God took it, and no, he scared them into getting straight. He scared them into being who they are now and blessed. But that ain't how he works. You let go and let God, and everything you got, he'll give it to you. Everything you need. It didn't take long. I mean, like I said, the first 5 months, my counselors in the Prospect House was asking me to go to every meeting and ask a person with 10 years or more, first, how they stayed sober. Second is how did they come to believe that a power greater than them could keep them. And when I asked them, 50% killed themselves going back out. They overdosed because they hadn't been high in all them years. The other winos and addicts, they really couldn't tell me nothing. Only thing they could talk about is how much they've been blessed. Bling bling, showing me their rings, talking about their houses and their cars they got now. But nobody really could tell me how to come to believe there's a power. You know, like I said, you let go and let God. It's something that you grow into. It ain't something somebody tell you and you put on a hat and you wear the hat every day because you're faking it till you make it. God knows. He'll know you're faking it. When your heart gets right, he'll know. When you're tired of being tired, he knows. If he's been blessing you all this time, but you better believe he's in you. All you have to do is let him do his thing. Stay still, let him do his thing. Don't Don't be trying to, I'm gonna help a homeless man to get, no, let him tell you what to do. Even if it don't sound right in your mind, he'll tell you what to do and it'll be the right thing. And that when you're alcoholic and addict and you've been in the streets or whatever, it don't feel comfortable. None of that feels comfortable. Because you go, I'm not going to give him my last dime. But you know what? If he tell you give your last dime, he's going to double it. Just like they said in church when I was little. I'm like, they're crazy. That's my candy money. But as I got older, I found out if he tells you give your candy money up, give it up. Because he's going to bless you with so much more. I mean, stuff we heard when we was a kid, it came to pass, you know, as me being a, 30-year-old. I'm just saying the things I heard, it went over my head. But as I grew older, it all makes sense. I don't believe in that because I know that even when you get bullied, you grow from it. Even when you get beat, you get addicted to the pain, you grow from that. My youngest son told me, I told him, you see a hot stove, somebody's touched it and they tell you it's hot, then don't touch it. He looked at me and he mumbles because he talked to me. He said, I got to find out for myself. And that's so true. You know, even if I went back and tried to school my younger self, he's not going to listen because he's got to go through it for himself. Everything you've been through in life, whether it's good or bad, it made you into the person you are now. You know, I see so many kids that's the devil. I'm just joking. That's got the devil in them, and now that they're adults, they are so much better for it because they've been through the devil part. And now they're on the other side. See, you don't know good unless you had bad. You know, because I always ask God, why did you take so-and-so when they were good and me who's been bad? And my cousin that's a preacher, was come back from my father's funeral and he looked at me and he said, why? It's because he's giving you time to get your stuff together. And I believe that. So no, I would never go back and school me. I would let me do what I have to do to get where I'm at because I'm in such a better place, Now I respect the people that used to stand up and testify. Them old biddies that kept us in the church too long. You know, they had a story to tell. I just wasn't listening.
Remember.
I was always lonely. I was always by myself. Always. I'm a Pisces also, so I lived in a fantasy world. You know, I let people disappoint me. And it's not their job to do anything else but that, if they're going to do it. I believed in the wrong people. I don't know, you know, like I said, I was addicted to the pain. So I kind of looked at it like that. I'm addicted to people disappointing. So I looked for it, even though people hadn't done it yet. I expect it, you know, so I'm walking around on eggshells at everything I did, that I do. And I'm saying now, it's not a big thing, because I'm saying where I didn't let people in, I let God tell me who's who. You know, you gotta do that. Everything I got, it's all Him, because I don't want nothing else. I'm a leaver. I'm a runner. When it gets tough, I get to going, Jack. But He keeps piling on the goodies, the furniture, the cars, the roof over my head, the clothes. I mean, come on. All this stuff, I mean, you know, now that I believe in Him, I don't need it. But He's not letting me do anything but serve Him. He's not letting me run anymore. I mean, he even took the oxygen off. He sucker punched me. And I'm saying, that's all right. That's all right. Because now that He's the most important person in my life instead of people, I'm saying like this, I'm happy. You know, I don't want for nothing. I don't need nothing. I keep getting friends that keep throwing me off to meet somebody and introduce me to them. And every time I meet somebody, they either don't laugh at my jokes or I'm not doing the physical stuff. You know what? I don't need to be all that. I don't need to be somebody else's mode, because I'm me. And I'm saying, you accept me as I am or not at all. He accepts me as I am. That's enough. Yeah, I used to pray, and I was scared to pray for me, for stuff I wanted. I felt that was selfish. I've been around a bunch of hypocrites all my life to know that, you know, if you pray for yourself, you're just being selfish. And I'm saying, as I grow older, I pray for everybody and everything, I promise. But I've learned to pray for me, you know, because it's not a bad thing to ask for what you want. He knows what you need. But you know what? Unless you ask for what you want, a closed mouth don't get fed. I don't have a saying. It's whatever He gives me in my heart, I said. I don't know, to be honest, because I can't tell the difference anymore. You know, I'm sure bad things are happening to me, but I'm saying, like I wake up and gout in my foot or something, but I just pray. I pray that I'm glad it's me and not somebody else. I don't know. You know, all your life you've been in the church. All your life you've been telling me the stuff I know now. And I'm saying like that, it didn't make sense until I let go and let God. You know, no matter what I go through.
When you look all around and there's stuff happening, you can't feel it?
No, I'm saying no. It's like, it's like,
It don't matter.
It's like wearing a coat. It's like Joseph when he had the 7 coat. It's like he protects me. I don't have to focus in on everybody and everything else, because it's not happening to me. And when it does, I pray, and he gets me through it. Whether it's pain or hospitalization or what, He gets me through it. The people that drive the ETM, what's those things come pick you up?
Uber.
Emergency squad.
Oh, emergency squad.
Yeah. I'm glad it's you. I love your jokes. Cause that's where I'm at. I mean, you know, you can barely breathe, but you still telling jokes. Yeah.
Because God's with you.
I mean,
Can you feel him?
I don't let anything and anybody steal my joy. And when I do, it did the other day, Friday, when I was at the hospital and I came home and cried. I didn't cry in front of them. I didn't get mad. I just came home and cried. And for like 2 hours, the anxiety was on me. And then afterwards, I kept praying and he took it off. He said, don't worry about it, I got this. You know, it's not you, it's them. You know?
Well, it sounds like you learned to depend on God, and
It's the only way to
you
go.
just learn to depend on him.
God cooked my dinner tonight. That's just me.
You kidding?
Drugs and alcohol is just another way to medicate your feelings and your pain. That's all. It's another excuse. You know, some people, they get with a person, a boyfriend or a husband, and they get abused. And, you know, after a while, they get addicted to it, and they don't feel like nobody loves them unless they give them pain, like it was when I got beat as a kid. I didn't think my teachers liked me unless they paddled me. And all of them paddled me because I was disrupting the class. But I'm saying, like, the drug and alcohol is like that. It's addictive. You know, it ain't necessarily addicted, but it's addictive that you can turn to it whenever, like cigarettes, you can turn to it. That's your only friend. Drugs and alcohol is the same way. And I'm saying like this, you know, nobody makes you get on that stuff, drugs and alcohol. You choose to turn to there. I mean, there's other ways, but like I said, you gotta go through what you gotta go through. You gotta learn that that's not the way. But I'm saying like this, everybody don't always get it. Okay, like Jesus said, why would you witness to the saints when you can witness to the sinners? That's our obligation. He told the disciples that, you know, to the sinners. You know, you go into the hall and bless everybody. Okay, they're already my children. Okay, go out there and get the ones that's not. Okay, and as an alcoholic fanatic, when I give leads, that's who I talk to. Talk to people that's just like me. Even though I'm not practicing it, I tell them I'm 26 years, I'll be 27 in July, but I'm you and you're me, and you can do this. I try to give them encouragement. I try not to preach at them. Nobody wants to hear you preach at them. They just want to hear your story, and then at the end, they always stand up and say, I can relate to that. I used to sell my food stamps, you know. That's my pet peeve when people say, I sell my food stamps. But you know what? I didn't sell food stamps, but I would pawn my kids' toys. And that's just as bad. But you know, and people would say, I did $1,000 a day in drugs. You only did $10, $20. You know what? My counselor told me, when you know you might have done 1,000 and he only did a 20, but you're both here in rehab in the same place. So it all got you in the same spot. So cut it out. I'm saying like this, bottom is bottom. You know, you turn because you're tired, and then you stop because you're tired. You know, nobody else want to give you money. Nobody else want to trust you.
You like to play.
Hey,
people want to get
look,
away.
you can't come in my house, man. I whatever you need, I throw it out the door. You know, you're a crackhead. You're alcoholic. I can't trust you.
You don't want to be ostracized.
I'm going to the bathroom. Did you want to go outside? Why? Or you know, they don't trust you, and then you get tired of being tired. You know what I'm saying? You see everything I did, I put on myself. Now, when I'm in there rehabbing, I blame everybody. I blame you, but you're not my problem. I'm my problem. That's why I keep saying, You gotta let go and let God and let Him work through you. Because whatever you got going on inside, even if it's your heart problems or your kidney problems or whatever, because you never know you was medicating your body until after you stop using. But as far as your actions go, yeah, let Him do it. Like I said, it ain't gonna feel comfortable. You was always doing right, you was always doing selfish, and now you gotta give it away. Are you stupid? No, to us, I'm talking about. You know, you're like that. You will feed a person that's hungry. Us, you know, or shoes.
Save every last
We got
drop.
3 pairs of shoes. Hey, you know what I want? Charge yourself with that to get what I want. You know, we're selfish like that. But when we get sober like that, God will tell us, you know, because I used to have this pride thing. My thing was pride. Yeah, well, you can't talk to me like that. And one counselor told me in a meeting, she said, where was your pride when you had your kids and you was going and you standing by the tree holding your kids? Where was your pride then? You know, they were like, you know, pride is false. I found that out personal. I don't need nothing to them. For real, I've been blessed.
You have been blessed.
Yeah, I'm not a greedy person. When I watch my Price is Right, or let's make a deal, I'll be like, take the money, take the money. Curtain number 3. Yeah, that curtain number 3 gonna take you out. You know, you already been offered $2,000, take the $2,000. That's how I be thinking. So if you ever watch Price is Right and let's make a deal, you know, think about Woodsy. I'm sitting there watching it at home too. I'm going, take the money, take this. Because you already got presented this. Now, be satisfied. You know what I'm saying? Anything you need, He's going to give it to you. So, I got a dream. I want the whole, no. He gave you what He wants you to have, as far as you go. Now, everybody else, you can pray for them. You know, people that's in jail and they haven't done nothing. People that's homeless because somebody stole their rent money, or somebody in their house is addicted and they stole the money and now you're homeless. You know, that kind of thing I pray for. I don't know when I'm doing the God's work.
You just, whatever
Until
He
He
tells
tells.
you,
Yeah.
you do it.
Yeah,
Does it
and
make
that's
you
the
feel
way,
good?
and to me, that's the way it should be. You know what I'm saying? You can't plan it. I don't. He puts it in my heart to say. You know, I'll feel somebody needs to hear it. Like a couple that's having a problem in their marriage, and I'll try to school them. I was told the other day by a friend that I'm good at people giving advice to people that's got a relationship, because I'm not trying to take their husband, their wives, or their girlfriends from them. I'm saying like this, I'll tell their girlfriend and their wives how to deal with their husbands. You know what I'm saying? There's no motive behind that. I try to tell them, as a man, this is what we're thinking, and as a woman, you should try to understand so to try to be understood. And that'll cut down a lot on the arguing and you ain't do this and that, because listen, it's 2 people. A relationship is 2. It ain't 1. There's no I in team. You know what? You can't go out and buy. I know a person, I ain't gonna say no names, went out and bought after they got married, he bought a $500 ring. Wasn't a wedding ring, he already had one of those. Bought a ring for $500. And you know, when I said, well, you know your wife's gonna be upset. Oh no, I got her a wedding ring not too long ago, she knows. And I said, okay. And do you know she threw it up in his face every time a bill was due? Well, you bought a $500 ring, you know this bill's gonna be paid. And he was making good money. I'm saying, he was like, you're right. And I'm like, of course I'm right. Because when you bought that wedding ring, you took out the household. See, it's not a me thing anymore, it's a we thing. But you know, that's just the advice I give couples. you know, and the women and the wives of my friend, that's my friends. You know, I get it, you know, but you can't. That's gonna cost more. They, of course, they got a divorce now.
How did you learn these lessons?
I was with Felicia for 13 years, and she put up with my mess. And she told me she hated me every day, and now she texts me every morning. You know, we're not friends, but we are. She's my. Every time I try to argue, she goes, "No, we got kids together." She has been doing that since 1999, so I can't even argue with her. Pisses me off. I wanted to leave. See, I knew that was my addiction, staying home, being home with the kids. I'm saying, after working all them years for myself, as self-centered as I was, I mean, this was boring. Like, this is boring, but I'm settling in on this. I'm learning on this, you know, I'm still growing. You know, being home every day and being stuck on this oxygen machine. That's why I got the portable one, so I can get out and about. But, you know, like I said, now it's no big thing. The things I go through, I know he's put me through to make me stronger down the road. You know, I don't have that many years here left. But that's cool. That's the word, accepting. I'm accepting I'm the dirty old man. Do you. And if you got a wife and a girlfriend, do y'all. It's a y'all thing. It's a we thing. Just remember that. Everything's gonna be all right. You know what I'm saying? Work together. You know, if it's just you, take care of you. You know what I'm saying? Don't let people be in your ear, and wives and girlfriends too, and husbands, don't let somebody be in your ear. If you notice they ain't got a relationship with somebody, don't let them tell you how to deal with something. You know what? Everything people tell you, you already know. You know, if your mama says, hey, listen, he's your husband, you supposed to, you know, there's a little thing in the Bible that tell you about the wives. And then there's a little thing in the Bible that tells you how that husband should act.
You just heard from two very different elders who shared their testimonies about how they found a healthier lifestyle, the kingdom lifestyle. Donna shared that she was very young in age when she lost both parents. And so she was missing pieces as she tried to live life. And then Woodsy shared that he was a product of a single parent, and he lived in the projects, and there was a lot of abuse that happened to him before he could defend himself. What they both share is that God was able to become their parents and finish raising them in the way that they should go. Not everyone has the same lessons to learn because we don't all start at the same place, but God makes sure that believers have measured and custom lessons in their life so that we can get the salvation to save our souls from the destruction that is all around us in this life. See, Satan is the prince of the air. His job is to steal, kill, and to destroy us. We learn from these two elders that if you have ignorant sins, which just means that you don't know what you don't know, if you just remain open to learn about your Creator's will for you and seek out your answers so you don't die early and don't give up, there's peace when you finally find your answers, and that raises our quality of life. Some don't make it back because they're playing tug-of-war with God, because they willfully reject His ways. But the ones that seek God out and His will, we are kept safe from harm. The windows of heaven opens up and God rewards so many God-sized blessings to believers. And He actually gives us the desires in our heart, so much so that we don't even have room enough to receive them. We don't have the capacity to process the signs, miracles, and wonders that God just did for us.